Welcome back to the channel. So today, a lot of people that follow my channel for the FC and the FD content have been wanting more. So what I'm doing today is doing some stuff to the FC. So I drive this car about once or twice a week, but I need to change the oil. I have some Power by Max front lower control arms. I'm gonna try to put them on. I'm not exactly sure if they are gonna extend it out too far. If it does, I'll probably just revert to the old stock ones. But I also have had an exhaust leak. So I had a random V-band clamp because when I welded the V-bands with the good V-band clamp, it heated up so much it actually cracked the bolt or broke the bolt off. So I ended up using a bad one and it hasn't sealed ever since. So I finally ordered another good one. I probably, it was only 12 bucks. I should have ordered it like a year ago. But let's get the oil change. Let's get those lower control arms on in the front. Let's get that exhaust leak fixed and go cruise her around. And I need to get the GTO out of the shop as well today so I can get this on the lift and do all that. I also want to pull the exhaust down so I can do some stuff to the transmission. I'm going to bring a bunch of fluid. I want to change the tranny fluid. The tranny's kind of shifting a little bit weird, but this car is like almost 300,000 miles. Or no, it's almost 200,000 miles. And it probably has never had the tranny fluid changed. The LED lights from Seal Light, link is in the description for these. Go check them out. What I'm gonna do is throw those in the reverse lights just so they're nice and bright LED lights. And then these are all interior bulbs. I'll replace all my 194s with these, and these are just nice white bright lights. No wonder why my reverse lights were dim. This one was all corroded and this one didn't even have a bulb in it. But let's try these out, throw them in, and then wait till it's dark to see how bright our reverse lights are going to be now. This one works nice and bright. It's daylight out still. This is going to be very, very nice. The only bad thing is now you can see all the spider cracks in my old FC lens, but the corroded one, I'm going to clean that up so this one works. And then I'm probably going to get the rest of them from Seal Light to do all of the lights with these LEDs. I really like how it's diffused. You can still see the bulb, but it's just really nice and clear. So let's get this one fixed, order all the other ones. I think there's another 5 of them. There's 3 right there. And then there is the 2, actually there's, what is that, 8 of them? Because there's 2 for the license plate lights because one's missing from the license plate light. And they use all the same bulb on these FC. Now I got both of the LED bulbs working. That one was the corroded one. So let's go to the interior, do all of the inside bulbs with the 194s. The pack comes, I think, with like 6 of them or something like that. Those LED reverse lights have made all the difference. You can see the difference between the reverse lights and then the normal running lights. So I'm gonna do, I think there is 7 more bulbs that I need in the rear of the car, and then in the inside of the car I used the 194s to do the door lights and then the glove box light, which is really nice because then that brightens it up a lot and they're a lot clearer. So it works out really well. All the fluids are now changed in the FC. We have fresh oil, fresh tranny fluid, fresh diff fluid, and I'm really happy that I was able to change that because I knew the diff in the tranny probably had never been changed, and this thing probably has over 200,000 miles. The odometer stopped working who knows how long ago. I put a new speedo cable in this thing when I got it, and it instantly broke again. So that being said, who knows how many miles this has on it, and who knows how many miles was on the diff and the transmission. The diff, I mean, it had some material on the magnet, which is to be expected, and the tranny had some, which I thought it would have had a lot more. On these transmissions, they're kind of strange because they have 2 drain and 2 fill plugs. So we have a drain here, into the back case we have a drain there, and a fill there, and a fill there. This fill is a lot higher, so I would technically open both of those, and then I would let it drain out of here first, close that off, then top it off. But always undo the fill plugs first, because if you can't get the fill plugs off after you drain the transmission, you're not able to fill the transmission. So it's easier to find out ahead of time if you're not going to be able to change the tranny fluid instead of not having any tranny fluid in the transmission. So let's go take this thing for a drive, cruise it around. I can't wait. That coil radiator, I really need to put the shroud on it, get rid of that clutch fan, as well as figure out what's leaking. I think it's the oil pan. It could be the rear main seal. This thing has a lot of miles on it. And I also need to kind of want to put like a splash shield on the bottom. I really don't drive this when it's raining out that much, but you know, I do drive it quite a bit, considering. I mean, I drive this thing at least once or twice a week, which is very surprising for it being an FC, because a lot of people give rotaries bad names. But if you premix, they're usually pretty reliable. I mean, if you just delete all of the oil metering stuff, the reason why I like to do that is because the oil metering uses oil, and you have to check your oil all the time. If you just premix with some, you know, 2-stroke stuff, then you don't have to worry about it. Plus, then you know that it's always going to be getting the correct amount of premix, and it's always going to get lubrication to the apex seals. So let's drop this thing off the lift, or let's lower it down. Let's not drop it off, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. All right, so cruising the FC, she is running great. Actually shifting way nicer than she was before. Before, when I downshift into third and second, it would grind, and now it doesn't anymore, but the fluid was just awful. Driving home, I thought I blew the FC up, but it was just one of the caps that I have on the intercooler popped off. I was pretty much coming up to a stoplight, and then it like instantly died, but then she restarted and she was running fine while I was cruising. So I was like, well, probably one of those caps because it's happened before. Sounds pretty good, but now that the exhaust is quiet, I have an exhaust leak from the turbocharger. So the turbocharger has never been off. This thing is old. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is I wanna do a billet 13B in my FD. So I'll probably take the built 13B roux out of the FD, throw it in the FC, but that'll be once everything is down at the shop and everything. So I'm really happy that this thing sounds so good, really reliable. I mean, I haven't had a problem. She doesn't even smoke, but we'll just keep doing stuff to the FC. I really like this car. I like having the FC. I like having the FD. I really want to get an RX7, and I want to get one of those bend pack 3-car lifts, and then have like the FC, the FD, and the RX7. Either way, I'm not exactly sure which way, but it'd be really cool to do that. But once I get the shop all set up, I know they're still needing to clear it out, which has been why I haven't painted the Durango yet, because I need to blow up the paint booth. So I do have a paint booth now. It's an inflatable one, so I should be able to paint the Durango once they clear that shop out, because I'm gonna have the whole junkyard all to myself. But I'm gonna end the video here. If you like these videos, I know a lot of people were missing the FC. I love driving this thing. I drive it at least once or twice a week, but thumbs up, comment below, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and see you guys next time.